Hi again. Okay, so it is my third and final video of the day, and then I'll be good until tomorrow. So the third film I decided to watch tonight, well, for this month really, I decided to go a little newer school because I did my classics the first 2 days, and I don't like to neglect some of the new horror films that I personally have enjoyed over the years. So I chose the vampire flick 30 Days of Night to watch today. And every time I watch it, it just reminds me why I enjoy it so much as a film. And one of the reasons, sorry, I'm getting a little tired. One of the reasons that I enjoy it so much as a vampire film is because they don't go with the romanticized version of vampires. They don't go with that sleek, super handsome looking gentleman or lady that comes and seduces you and then bites you on the neck and sucks you dry. Like, they go with the more classic, like, Nosferatu type vampire, which, if you guys don't know what Nosferatu is the 1932 German film with Max Schreck, um, that was the original vampire film, essentially. Not the original vampire story, mind you, but the first film of vampires. And it takes from that. Their vampires take from Nosferatu in the sense like they had these wicked long nails that just like tear flesh apart, and all of their teeth are pointed, not just like the two fangs like that most people always talk about or see or whatever. Everyone is capable of tearing the shit out of your neck, and there's so much more. No, they're just more in general. Like, it's hard to say without giving certain things away, but they're just such better rounded villains and creatures in this film than in, say, like, well, for lack of a better comparison, Twilight. That's the only other vampire film I can think of right now, which is a little sad. Well, not the only, but like the only bad one. Um, so it's refreshing that they went that route, and they went with the fact that they have super speed and they're crazy agile, like all this other stuff. Like, it's fantastic. And another thing I love about this film, now I know I talked about blood and gore in my first two and how I hate like the excess of it, and I hate how when they do remakes they like go crazy with it to compensate essentially. This film doesn't do that because this isn't a remake. This is its first. Um, Now, granted, it's based on graphic novels and stuff like that, and I know that, but it's the first film, and the amount of blood they use, in my opinion, is just enough. Like, for all the attacks that happen and all of the different scenes, they use enough blood to get the point across, but they don't make it like in your face spurting all the time kind of thing. Like, they very much use it wisely. And another way they use the blood actually is how the, I'm going to slow down for a second because too many thoughts going in my head. That's what happens. Okay, retract for a second. When it comes to the blood, this also ties into the vampires and how they're a little bit different than their romanticized one, is after they feed on a victim, the blood's still there. It doesn't like magically disappear like you see in some Hollywood films where you're like, oh god, it's so bloody, let's eat. And then he turns around and he's like perfectly clean and like, oh, look at me. Oh, I'm totally fine now. And it's like, what? Where did all that go though? Like, that's not. You have like super regenerative powers maybe, but you can't just like wipe that shit clean in like 2 seconds. Like, that's no. And they don't do that in this film. The makeup, like the blood makeup that they use, stays on their mouths and on their chin, like just like full like beers of blood almost from how they feed, and like on their hands from slashing people. Like, it's very realistic. And I just love what they did. Now, also another thing, quick thing, last thing, the casting. It's Melissa George and Josh Hartnett play the leads. Now, I know people are going to say about Josh Hartnett because, yeah, the whole rep is a teen heartthrob, but he's still doing wonderful work, and he's actually in Penny Dreadful now, which I've talked about in a previous video, which I adore. And I love that he didn't go the classic route, like keep doing teen heartthrob stuff. He definitely did other things, and he's a good actor. You can give him crap for his good looks all you want, because maybe you're jealous because he's a good looking guy. But that man can act, and he plays a solid lead, and he's the main protagonist. You totally fall for it, like in the sense that you totally root for it and you want him and like his band of misfits essentially to beat the crap out of these guys and to win and to see what's going to happen, and how it all plays out is just fantastic. um so if you want a good vampire flick that's not the cliche caped crew like creature into the night, check out 30 Days of Night. It'd be well worth it. Also, lastly, if you guys would like to subscribe to my videos on my channel, that would be super awesome. So that's it for tonight. Also, leave any comments if you want me to talk about something specific in November. All right, bye.